Well, welcome, Nancy Jo. Oh, I guess I do need to talk on this, right?
Yeah, you do if you can. Is that all right?
Yeah. I would like to thank Nancy Jo for welcoming her home to me, because without Nancy Jo, I'd have no business being here. And I'm sure if you're anything like me, you probably have a lot to do on your checklist. So thank you so much for investing your time to come learn some kitchen tips of ins and outs of the kitchen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Sandy Crothers, and I have been doing Pampered Chef for about 15 years. Knew nothing about the company, and my neighbor invited me, and I originally told her no because my husband had traveled a lot, and he arrived home early, so I quick called Libby, and I went to my first Pampered Chef show in February of 1996 in Cincinnati, Ohio, and that is where I started my business and was there 18 months before we moved to Chicago. So we're going to go into show mode now, okay? So, again, thank you for coming. I just want to tell you a little bit about the company and a little bit about me, and the way the flow of the show is going to go today is you're going to learn about the company, you're going to learn about me, we're going to cook together, so it's kind of like going to your in-laws or your mother's or your best friend's house, and it's Thanksgiving. So picture in your mind all the yummy smells going on in the kitchen, and you can't wait to eat and then take a nap, okay? But you're not going to take a nap here, you have to drive yourself home, so don't drink too much, okay? So, being I use the products daily. We have 4 children. I started this business when I had a 2- and a 1-year-old, and I needed some adult time, and I was $30,000 in debt. So if you're anything like me, and you can't always make ends meet at the end of the month, I have some cut-up credit cards up here, so any bill you want to eliminate, I want you to watch throughout the night tonight, and see if maybe this is something you would like to do alongside of me. So I have my volunteers in the audience who want to help me tonight. And so we're going to cook, so then, unlike the cooking shows, you're going to get to use the products, because I use them daily. Whether you cook breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you have to cook, right? So you can't eat out every night, and probably a lot of you can't even eat out once a week. So again, watch what I do, whatever your needs may be, whether it be college or retirement, or you just need some recognition because your full-time job doesn't give that to you. I'll be sure to give you plenty of recognition, trust me. We're a really fun team of ladies to work with. So the first thing we're going to do, the ladies have already scrubbed their hands, they're ready to dig in, and we need our first volunteer to open up a pack of pizza crust. So if you could so kindly for me, Anna, open that up, and you're going to spread that on our stoneware bar pan. Now, how many people in the room, by the show of hands, use your stones once a week? Raise your hand. Twice a week. Go ahead and open it up.
You really want me to?
Yeah, really open. I'm going to take it home for dinner. So open it up.
Feel the paper.
Use it twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Okay, so those of you who might have left your hands up 3 or 4 times a week, I'm just going to point to one. Tell me what stone you have and what you use it for in your kitchen. How many pizzas we have? Who could shout out another thing they use stoneware for in the room? Toaster ovens for anything.
Chicken.
Chicken. Next one. Okay. Well, I want to tell you, if you flip to the catalog, in which the catalogs were on the kitchen table, I allow people to get them as they're coming in. So when you get your catalog, flip with me to page 38. My favorite one, I call it, you just have to open up and use your fingers and push. Just like you're pretending you're in your own kitchen, okay? I didn't bring the pizza and dough roller because I wanted to start with just unroll it. There's a seam. It makes it easier. Open it up. They don't make pizzas very much.
Who's got a camera?
So for those of you in the audience,
You got one. You're gotta be great. I'm a guest at the show.
one of the other favorite things that you can do with summer still going on.
Thank God she's not a consultant.
With summer going on, it's really good to garnish all
Look at
of
the girl
the
in the brown.
toppings too.
Hey,
And
Marie told us to use
go out
Jiffy.
and do pizzas on the grill with your family. So again, you can sit around and have dinner time. I'm one who loves family dinner time. I grew up the youngest of 4, and my mother always had dinner done at 4 o'clock. And my son, on my last birthday, wrote me 47 things that he loved about his mother. And one of them was, I come home, dinner is done. And you're still there on the sidelines. And the way you treat people and the big heart you have. So those non-tangible things that you don't always think about, this business will give you. Okay, we need our next volunteer. I call this if you know that about 65% of your dinner preparation is all the slicing and dicing. So if you've never been to Pampered Chef Show and you have a very stressful life, what do we have here? Whitney. Whitney is very stressed out at work. And she needs to not take it out on her husband, but she needs to take
do this? I'll go to the
White
bathroom.
products to get them, their families around the dinner table. So your first quick tip, Whitney, is you're going to use one of our forged cutlery knives. Is correct. Now wait, don't cut yet. What do you normally do with an onion? Anybody, shout it out. Peel it. Okay, that's your first no-no, your first lesson in your kitchen. Never cut through the stem of the onion because this is where the growth is. It's kind of, the skin is like its winter coating. It protects it. It keeps it from going soggy in your refrigerator. So always cut your onion horizontally. So Whitney, hold onto the onion and cut it horizontally. We're only going to use half of it. Go ahead. And how's that knife feel in your hand? Nice. Is it heavy? Okay. Do you know what? Do you want to take a guess of what forged means? It's metal. It's one sheet of metal that's actually been hammered. Now cut off the other end because you're going to chop up the rest of it. And the food chopper, the more you whack it, the finer it becomes. Just like this business, the harder you work, the better you get. So the onion, if you have kids that don't like something, the more you whack it, the finer. Let's take the rest of the skin off, okay? We're just going to kind of slit in it and pull that one layer off. Okay? Good job. So put it right over. So put it right over the onion, and I want you to hold it with one hand and keep whacking it. There you go. Remember to stress it more. Good job. Okay, so if Whitney would want to host the next show and we did desserts, you can just pick up that cutting board, Whitney, now, and I'm going to give you one of our scrapers. Who can tell me what typically happens with scrapers? Put it right in this glass bowl, Whitney. Oh yeah, it's bad outside. Look at that hail. So normally scrapers round and they peel and they just color. Ours you can use right on the stovetop. And when you all host, if you go to the last page of the catalog, one of the combinations for our hostesses only are our great stainless steel mixing bowls with all of the scrapers as a combo. So if you want the collection, which is a staple item in your kitchen, I highly recommend you doing maybe the chocolate show, and we can chop up graham crackers and make a big spring form dessert. Thank you, Whitney. Okay, so say you have little things you would want to use your food chopper. Now new to our line, we have another thing which brings me to a new type of show that you might want to have, and you might want to do a Chicken Your Way show where you learn and taste our different rubs, and then we can make homemade salsa to go over top of our chicken and make, it can be pineapple, it can be mango, and so what this is you basically have 3 parts, stainless steel blade, you don't have to worry about rusting, and this is something where you can blend more items versus just a single item. And just for the fun of it, we're going to have somebody take broccoli, because another show is really fun, is to do a soup and slipper show, where the guests all come in their slippers, they're there to have fun, and we create a big pot of soup. And she's going to go ahead and put the broccoli in here, because my kids sometimes will eat broccoli, sometimes they won't. So we're going to experiment tonight, and we're just going to put a whole bunch of broccoli in there and have her spin it. So if you can imagine if you had a pineapple in there, a mango in there, and then some people do it towards you, and some people push it away. Look at that! Way to go! Woohoo! And then we're just going to add that to our bread roll. New to our line, for a little sneak peek, we have a whole pack of recipes. Pampered Chef does an awesome job with our test kitchen here locally, where they sample and treat all of the recipes before they hit the field. And they even came out with a pack of recipe cards for $6.50 for recipes that you can make in the manual food processor. The other way you can get it is not only hosting a show, but becoming a consultant, and you earn $3 besides your paycheck that we'll talk more about later. Okay, so next we have to add some seasonings to our broccoli and our onion. So let's see, what volunteer hasn't helped me yet? Come on up here. She's going to add some fresh garlic. Now garlic, I will have to tell you a story. I told you I grew up with a mother, and I was the youngest child, and one thing I never saw my mom fix for us was fresh garlic. So when I started my Pampered Chef business, they really teach you along the way. I didn't start out knowing as much about cooking as I did, and when Pampered Chef's recipes all call for garlic, and I didn't know where to even find garlic. And I had to ask, and somebody says, oh, the produce, Sandy. And so I said, well, what's it look like? And they said, well, it kind of looks like a small onion. So I go and get this, and I come home, and I'm squeezing, and I made a tortellini salad that had broccoli and cauliflower, and it called for a clove of garlic. Well, I put this whole thing in. So those of you who've never used fresh garlic, there's one piece that's called a clove, and the whole unit like me. So I'm gonna have Tiffany skin it off, drop it in our garlic press, and add some fresh seasoning. Now what garlic does is garlic is gonna help with blood pressure, cholesterol. It's gonna keep your husband away from you. I know I didn't really say that, depending on how much you use. But it's your healthy, natural ingredient, which is very inexpensive. And we like inexpensive. And what's in there? Just the skin. Okay, does anybody know the quick tip? If Tiffany had gotten this on her hands and she went to bed in the middle of the night, she came down to try to get it off and she decided to have that midnight snack, and that's why she put on a little extra weight as she gets those midnight eating habits. Do you know how to get that garlic off your hands? That's right, you rub your hands on stainless steel. Good job. Sometimes people say lemon, and I say, well, what happens if I don't have lemon in my kitchen? So if you don't have a stainless steel kitchen, just grab a fork or a spoon in your drawer and wipe it, or your refrigerator, and then wipe down your refrigerator. But stainless steel, anything rubbing on it takes the smell away. She never knew that, so good, we taught her something. So I need you to come back up and mix that, and in our little prep bowl, we gotta add a little mustard and mayonnaise to our recipe. These are our little prep bowls. These come in a set of 6. Now, if you can take and scrape that and add that to our broccoli and onion. These little prep bowls are heat-resistant glass, just like the big mixing bowl, so you could do mashed potatoes in that bowl in the microwave on a quick night, or in our covered baker or a piece of stoneware. Loaded baked potato soup is one of my favorites when I was talking about soup. But you can cook little individual cakes. So if you want to do a kid's show, or you always eat the 9x13 cake when you make it, make yourself 8 individuals, freeze them, and they're perfect with Cool Whip and fresh berries on when that special friend comes over. Okay, good. The last thing that we have to chop is we're going to add some broccoli. So like say you grilled some chicken out on the grill and you had a little extra. Well, tonight we're going to add ham to our calzone, and we're just going to have somebody else come up who has a stressful day and chop a little bit of our ham into our broccoli and onion calzone. Now you could get creative if you wanted to, and a piece of our cookware this month is 60% off. It's our grill pan and press that I bring along with me to my shows to do those chicken your way shows. But you could stir fry a bunch of vegetables in this grill pan and press and do stir fried vegetable calzone with some roast beef and kind of make a stuffed roast beef sandwich. But this basically is in our non-stick line. You can have the 2 pieces for $149. Another really great show is a brunch show where we can do French toast with berries and powdered sugar, and serve strawberries and blueberries, and even do stuffed French toast. And what happens is it seals the heat into any kind of meat, so it keeps the juice in your meat and it doesn't become dry. Oh look, she's going to try meat. She's going to experiment. I love people who take initiative. I think you would be a great leader, Whitney. Good job. There you go. She's going to check it out. Look at how easy this is. Yay. We're going to add that in and we're going to put it in the middle. Oh, we got to get a little cheese yet. Okay, there's different ways to do cheese. Here's another quick tip for you in your kitchen. Okay? When you're working with cheese, who can quick shout out why you might see that Nancy Joe bought 2 pieces of cheese that were all in a brick? There's 3 different things about cheese in the way back. They're cheaper, right on, high five.
Fresher?
Fresher, that's right. Cheese gets its taste at the time it's being grated, back there. That's right, top answer, natural preservative, there's no preservatives in block cheese. That's why this manual processor is so awesome. You don't need to shop the perimeter of your grocery store. You will stay at the grocery store and stay out of the middle aisles and start cooking a little more natural. So Anna, have you ever used brick cheese before? Okay, I'm going to have you take our kitchen scissors, so when we roast that big chicken, by the way, this goes right through the legs and the wings of the chicken. Just cut our Swiss cheese open. And then we're going to sit our, we're going to use the whole thing. So if you buy brick cheese, when our recipe calls for 8 ounces, you could only use 4 ounces when it's natural, because it doesn't have the preservatives and it's a lot more flavor. This is our ultimate mandolin. where you have a box with different blades. This is another thing that's going to get you in and out of the kitchen real quickly, where you have the blade for doing, even if you do taco night as a show, and you shred your bulk lettuce or learn how to make homemade sub sandwiches instead of going to Subway, the shredded cheese on the V blade is awesome. Okay, cut it in half, Anna. Are you going to do it with your fingers? Okay. Anna's going to do it with her fingers, unlike the old.
Cut it in half?
You know what? When I do whole cheese, I do it with my hand, and then when it gets lower, we're going to put the finger guard on. The cheese is the only blade that you don't have to use the finger guard on, because we don't want to send you to the hospital. But if you can notice when she's grating it, the cheese is really long and it's fluffy. It's not all matted like your bagged cheese. So when you're doing a lot of cheese and you want to do the chili bake-off show, and we have to grate a lot of cheese, we're going to use the Ultimate Mandolin. We have lots of other cheese mechanisms in the catalog that do fine cheese, such as Parmesan that we're going to use. How's that feel, Anna?
Good.
Have you ever used that before?
The mandolin, yes.
Okay. We're all about creating memories around the dinner table. And another show that I can't wait to do to be able to show you some of our rubs is to make homemade potato chip show for like game night. And we'll do all different homemade potato chips on the V-blade and cook them on, I don't even know what it's called. It's something, you know, they'll teach you, but they haven't quite taught me what the name of that one is yet. But we're going to cook the potato chips, and they'll be really crispy and all natural. And you're going to, what's it called? Is it called the chip maker? Is it called the chip maker? Okay. All right. All right. Good job there, Anna. That's probably good. Yeah, that's good. Oh, thank you, Nancy Jo. She gets a high five too tonight. Nancy Jo has her own tip here for us that what you can do too is freeze cheese. And when you freeze cheese, if you can imagine how hard fresh Parmesan is, it freezes really hard. So you can grate it better. Okay, so we're just going to mix that. And who would like to take the and spread it over top of our dip? We'll just leave the Parmesan out now because we're kind of getting low on time. So if you can just spread that over our calzone, and we're going to put the top over it, brush it with some olive oil, and we're going to put it in the oven. So what we're going to do now is we kind of talked all about our products tonight and some of the different themes that you can do. But the thing that I love about Pampered Chef, to be honest with you, is the opportunity that it has allowed me and made a difference for my family. And so at this time, we're going to play a little game. Ladies, if you want to be seated, you can, and you get to participate in the game too. And I tell people, really the Pampered Chef, if you can smile, you can read, and you like to make a difference to other people, the Pampered Chef is for you to at least try. So being we covered some of the products and different themes, now's your time to really ask me about my business opportunity. And we're going to play a game that when every time you ask me a question about the business opportunity, I'm going to give you a card, okay? And no question is a private question, no question is a dumb question. This is your time where you can really come and learn something at a Pampered Chef cooking show and possibly go home with a new career or a part-time job or something where you get recognition for. So who would like to ask me a question? John, give them a card when they ask me a question. We'll just do 5. Okay? We'll actually do 6, John. Sorry, John. Okay. Go ahead.
Your name.
My name is Laura. How much money do you make?
Oh, great question, Laura. When I first started out, I just did a show a week, and I made $125. So I basically made about $500, but I now am in management and I make a lot more. And we can talk about that of how many nights a week you would like to do kitchen shows with the Pampered Chef.
Naomi, you don't have to have to cook this?
No, Naomi, great question too. We gather at my house twice a month to learn recipes, and the online training with Pampered Chef, being it's a company around for 30 years, and with Warren Buffett, the training is as much as you want.
If I'm a parent, and if I wanted to join the business, what would it cost me to start out?
Great question, Karen. Well, there's 2 options. If you turn to the front page of your catalog, there's a mini kit and a large kit. And the mini kit is 80 and the large kit is 155. So depending on if you already have a lot of products and you want a littler kit, the larger kit is more value for your money. So somebody who doesn't have a lot of products, I do recommend the large kit. And I just did a little 30-day scenario up here where if you buy the large kit and you sell $12.50, your profit on your large kit would be $905 in product and pay, or the little kit would be $560.
First off, I think we should give a round of applause to Rhonda. Rhonda joining today.
How you earn free products? Great question. Every time you do $12.50 in sales with Pampered Chef over the first 90 days, they give you 100 PC dollars. So you get your paycheck plus free dollars, and in the first 30 days, you get double. And when you recruit, you get 150. So if you have a friend that wants to come in alongside of you, you would have another $150 to pick whatever product you wanted. And you can always host as many shows as you want as a consultant also. Another question?
Yeah. How many hours do you put in?
I usually say when you're a consultant and you're doing one show a week, it's 1 hour, 2 shows a week, maybe 2 hours, just depending on the communication of your hostesses and what you want out of your business. The show itself is about 3 hours. Next question.
My name's Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Is there a minimum that I have to sell per month or say I can sell?
You know what? You could do minimums, which is 150, Nicole, but really you'd only make $30. So we could discuss how much money would help your family every month and base it on that, and I could help you to brainstorm ideas of who would help you get you started. Okay, so we have our volunteers who basically we gave a heart. So now I'm going to call out some numbers, and you get to come up here and grab a bag if I call out your card. Did we give away a number 9? I forgot to take out the ones we didn't use. Do we have a number 9? Do we have the 8 of heart? 8 of heart? The ace of heart. Who has the ace of heart? Come on up. There's 3 gift bags here that you get to choose from for participating, asking me about my business, because it is something that I'm very passionate about that can make a difference for your family. So grab a bag. Do we have the 3 of heart? Come grab a bag. Yay. Do we have a 2 of heart?
Just stay right there.
Okay, we gave 3 of them away. Okay, we gave out 6 though. So now, I'm sorry, we get to steal your bag potentially. You can open them up if you would like, but this is called stealing hearts, where we're trying to help others. You can see what's in your bag, but did we have a 4 of heart of somebody who asked the question? You can come steal one of their bags, unfortunately. Come on up. They don't get to keep it. Do we have the 5 of heart? This is why the next time you come to my show, you want to ask more questions, so you get more cards. You can steal whichever one you'd like. We have the 6 of heart coming. Okay, and I think that's it. Was anybody left with the card? We got 3 that got stolen. Well, thank you again, Nancy Jo, for coming. If anybody's in a hurry, I am sitting up here in the dining room that I would love to discuss either hosting or the opportunity with you.
With the bags on the table, but did you see how stealing hearts works? Isn't that fun?
No, they can keep them, honestly, for participating and listening to me.
Aw, that's
No,
so
keep them.
sweet. Let's give Sandy a huge hand. Thank you so much. What did you see?
A lot of information.
A lot of information.
Lots.
Interactive. Say it again. Enthusiasm. Yes.
I like that she got her guests involved and she didn't do any of the cooking and she let them work all the product.
Awesome. She let her guests work all the products. Yes. A lot of theme show ideas. She was really marketing herself for future business, wasn't she? Any good business will do that. Rhonda.
Very knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable. She knows her products, doesn't she?
All the questions on the heart theme came back to when I helped you get started.
Yes, every question she answered with the heart game came back to when I help you get started and how you can do this and we can decide how many nights would work for your family. All those things came back to that person, just like we heard Eileen say. Laura,
A simple recipe, you didn't have to bring a lot of stuff.
she didn't have to bring a lot of stuff, simple recipe, but guess what people are going to want? They're going to want the stove, the manual food processor, the ultimate, the chopper, the cutting board, the scraper. My gosh, how much if just people bought that? Nice show, huh? Yes.
Just by knowing another recipe that can be used with the same tool that was being used as part of the show, it could cross-sell other items or get people to book a show thinking
Yes.
about that other recipe.
Thinking about the
Theme
other
show.
recipe, other theme show, and
It's
then,
really easy just to know another recipe.
yes, she talked about other recipes you could use for that, and we could do that at your show. Anybody else? Yes? The- Yes, the cooking tips. You know, people come back show after show after show for the cooking tips. You guys, they can watch people cook on TV from their own lazy boy chair in their living room. They come to Pampered Chef shows to get live tips that are going to be practical for their own homes, over and over and over again. And see, the difference between our company and so many others is so many people are in other companies are trained with a script. They say the same thing. They do the same thing. You go to one show, you go to them all. The difference for Pampered Chef is you bring your experience, your knowledge, your family traditions to the table and share what you do with these products. And that's why no two shows in this room are alike, are they? And that's why people come over and over and over again. I'll be honest, I went to a camel party one time. I learned how to snip, and I learned how to snip. Okay. I went to another camel party.
And then press it again
It
to
was
start
the
it.
same exact show, just different products. And I thought to myself, I never have to go to one of these again. I'll order, but I'll never go to the show. We're different, and you can be very, very proud of that. Very, very proud, because people learn every day, and they're making what we're showing them the next weekend. Okay, we have a few more minutes to wrap everything up, do the raffles. Can I have the 2 raffle boxes, please?